All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. My name's Isabel. We are going to get started in just a moment. We're going to use the August 2020 playlist on my Spotify page. There's a link in the chat, but you can also pull it up on your phone or whatever works best for you. So, like I said, the first couple tracks are silent. We'll press play on that first silent track and then work our way into our mats. We'll start on our backs. So if everyone wants to go ahead and get their music queued up here, I'll do a countdown. I'll just do 3, 2, 1, play. We can start from there. All right, so ready? We all set? 3, 2, 1, play. And then go ahead and find your way onto your back. I'd like you to prioritize getting comfortable, right? So if lying on your back doesn't feel comfortable to you right away, then find a shape that does. Yeah. And it might be a seated position. You can always find your way into any other shape that makes the most sense for you where you are right now. And then once you find your way into that shape, also give yourself permission to fidget a little bit. Right? You might need to kind of wiggle the fingers or the toes. You can always scoot the limbs of your body around so that you are comfortable where you're at. So this doesn't have to look like what you think yoga is supposed to look like. It doesn't have to feel like what you think yoga is supposed to feel like. And as usual, let it just feel good, right? And allow some time for that. Transitions onto our mats can oftentimes be a little bit more challenging than we think they should be. Because we go from, a busy life, a life where we are thinking about a million things, to settling into stillness on our mats, where all we're thinking about here, or the offering, I should say, is to just be where we're at. And sometimes that mental shift isn't as seamless as we might hope. So give yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of patience with that. And as it feels comfortable, allow that breath to start to deepen. So just a little bit longer on your inhale, and then a little bit longer on that exhale. And it doesn't have to be complicated, just a breath in through the nose, like you're indulging in inhaling. And then a breath out through the nose. And I breathe in just here. And then breathe out just here. And how about 2 more like that? Big breath in. Long breath out. Nice. Another inhale through the nose. And now you might open your mouth and just sigh out that breath. Let it go. And then if it serves you to continue breathing deeply, then continue with those long inhales and long exhales. If it feels more easeful to settle back into a natural breath, then make sure you're doing that instead. I'll do my best to offer a lot of options and variations today, but I want you to know that your own comfort and your practice is in your hands. So if something's not working for you, make an adjustment so that it is, right? Like we started with the physical body. If the body feels uncomfortable, we know that one pretty easily. Like adjust the body so we feel a little bit more comfortable. The tricky part comes with the mind, right? When our mind is bumping up against something, we find ourselves frustrated or annoyed or angry. That's some resistance that we can also start to address. It's not coming up for nothing. So pay attention to it, honor it, right? Notice what it is that you're working with and sit with that. And slowly it will dissipate, right? And then there's a little bit of ease, and that crease between the eyebrows can relax and soften. And maybe we find some space between the back teeth, relaxing the jaw. And we can inhale through the nose, again, with just a little bit more ease. And exhale through the nose. Then I'm going to invite you to take your left hand and place it on your belly. Your right hand and place it on top of your left hand. And now we'll shift our focus to a deep belly breath. So as you inhale, can you feel your belly balloon and expand? I know this might be a little bit different, a little uncomfortable, but as you exhale, we just let it gently fall inward, right? A natural contraction of the abs. A breath in here, we feel that belly lift and open. So you're breathing directly into the belly before the chest. And then exhale, gently allow that belly to draw inward. All right, a breath in here, we feel that expansion, maybe risking trying something new with this belly opening up, and then a breath out. Again, you're welcome to stick with that breath or to release your arms down by your sides. I came across this quote earlier this week that said, the mundane is magical too. And it's by Rachel Kang. And it really brought me into this contemplation of the beginner's mindset and what that means. The mundane is magical too. Because like as humans, we really live our lives and create memories and stories and our identity around the peaks of our lives. And then, sometimes the low points of our lives as well. If we think back about all the peaks and all the deep valleys that we've experienced, it's not all that many things. Most of life happens, somewhere on the way up or somewhere on the way down. Most of life is just a plateau along the way. Which means most of life, if all we're doing is looking for the peaks and the valleys, most of life has nothing to do with those. And the result is that we end up kind of missing out on what's right in front of us. My cat is really good at this, and he's making an appearance right now. He's really good at this, at seeing something new in every second of the day. He can play with his tail for hours on end without getting bored, right? This tail that's been attached to his body for his entire life. He probably has, 50 cat toys that we've bought for him, and yet the tail's usually number one. And I'll tell you, number two is usually, it's like literally a piece of wire with cardboard connected to the end. And he has all these toys that are flashy and exciting, that have, like feathers and colors and squeaks, and yet the tail, the most exciting thing he can find. He also is endlessly obsessed with the smell of air coming in through the window. He gets really close to the window and it's almost like drugs. He can't get enough. He's like addicted to fresh air. And every single time it's as if he's never smelled it before. He's so excited to smell that air, so excited to play with his tail. And then meanwhile, here I am, a human, just trying to get by right now, trying to find some semblance of normalcy as I work my way through each day. And listen, I get it that I'm comparing a cat to a human, but just stick with me. Our yoga mats create space for us to explore. They create space for us to take risks, space for us to try new things. They allow space for us to be beginners. Right? Even with that belly breath, maybe that's something we haven't done before. Maybe it was a little bit vulnerable because we've been trained and taught to draw our belly in instead of letting it expand. But there's nothing that says that you're a bad person if you feed your body with your breath by taking your deepest inhales. In fact, it actually has a positive effect on your nervous system and stress response. But if we never try it, we never know. And what a beginner's mindset can offer us is this release of our past, a fresh start, right? A new beginning to step into trying out what it's like to be where we are. So allow yourself to exist in this moment without the grasping, with the active choice to be here. And then the invitation to get interested. Right? To really start studying like you are a beginner where you are. So we'll begin to invite some movement in the body here, the fingers and the toes. You might roll out the wrists and the ankles, but just let it be your expression, right? You don't have to wait for me to give you permission to do something. Just what is your body asking for, right? You might reach your arms up overhead. You might notice that there's some tension somewhere. So you take a little extra time to hold that shape and be there. You might draw the knees up into the chest, rock from side to side. There's no rush to arrive somewhere. Every moment is this brand new opportunity. Now, don't get me wrong, right? Structure's not bad. It's nice sometimes to know when we're doing certain things, what time we show up to yoga and what the expectations are there. But within that structure, there's room for discovery. right? If you haven't done so already, I'll invite you to draw your knees up into your chest here and welcome yourself into the present moment, like this physical embrace, really honoring your body as it is showing up right now, honoring your mind, everything that contributes to your experience. And then release the back of your head down and extend your heels up towards the ceiling or the sky, and there can be a generous bend in the knees, but we'll take the same beginner's mindset and start to explore what's happening with the feet, right? So wiggle the toes and roll out the ankles. Yeah. Notice if there's tension or what might be happening with the soles of the feet. You might try spreading the toes wide. You might try rolling both feet in the same direction, switching directions. Opposite directions, that one's kind of hard for some reason. All right. And then draw just your right knee into your chest. And as you breathe and extend up through the left heel, exhale, lower your left leg all the way to the ground. And as if you've never done it before, right here, take a really big breath in, feeding your entire body. And exhale, supine twist. Drag the right knee across the body. Right arm opens up. And you can keep the eyelids closed or heavy. We're going to spend a couple of breaths here exploring, discovering maybe. Right? We create structure as humans because it allows us to feel comfortable, right? It's reliable. Like how many of you take the same route every time you walk or drive to the grocery store or used to drive to work, right? How many of you, once you get in the grocery store, take the same route around the rows? And that's because it's easy, and that way we can focus on the task at hand. The problem is sometimes we get so stuck in our ways that we forget that there are other options. Go ahead and draw both knees up into your chest here. Squeeze them tightly. Again, try to round your forehead up to your knees. Stretch the top of the back of the neck. And then release the shoulders down. Draw the left knee into the chest and extend that right heel high. Take a breath in through the nose. And exhale, lower the right leg all the way to the ground. We'll squeeze the left knee in a little closer here. And exhale, supine twist. Let that left knee cross the body. Left arm expands. And again, a handful of breaths to just kind of see what you're dealing with today, right? Notice the quality of the breath, the quality of the experience. Notice if that resistance comes up and if there's any exploration that needs to happen there. Because again, if there's resistance, it's not for nothing. Let that be the invitation to a beginner mindset. Let that be an invitation to start letting go of the way that you think things should be in an effort to step into how they actually are. Full breath in and a full breath out. Let's take one more inhale on this side and one more exhale. We're going to drag both knees back up into the chest here, squeeze them tightly, and then right away, soles of the feet to the mat. Scoot the heels in towards the body, and then maybe scoot the body down towards the heels. Palms face down by your sides, and before you do anything, I want you to squeeze your glutes inward. Right? Like actually clenching them. And then maintaining that tight squeeze, drive your knees away from you, lift the hips for your bridge pose. Yeah, and then maintaining that strength in the back body, the front body has enough support and stability and structure to begin expanding, right? So that's why we begin with structure. That's why we create patterns and habits so that we can start looking beyond them, start getting interested in what happens along the way. So how does the breath feel here? How's the body feel? Right, do we start clenching the toes or the forehead? Can we relax the tongue? Take a breath in here. Exhale, slowly release the body to the mat. Now listen, inhale, lift the hips, bridge pose. Squeeze those glutes, but extend the arms up overhead, rolling bridge. And exhale, lower the back, hands come down by your sides. Breathe in, lift the hips, arms extend up overhead. And then breathe out, lower the body down, hands come down. 2 more times, big breath in, lift, open and expand again. Find that support in the back body. And exhale, lower down. 1 more time, we breathe into lift and open. And 1 more time, we lower everything down. Nice job. Keep the hips down, just the arms reach up overhead as you inhale. And then roll off to the left side, find a fetal position. Left arm serves as a pillow, right hand can find the ground in front of you. Allow yourself to feel connected, stable, at ease here. Invite the sense of safety so that as you press your way up, you can notice each micro movement will meet in a seated position, either crossed legs or resting on the shins. And in our seat, we find it, right? We choose it. And then if like something's wrong, we're like, I'm new to this moment. What do I need to adjust for right now? Because this is not the seat that I took yesterday or even earlier this morning. This moment right here that we exist in, we've never lived in before, right? So there's tons to explore, tons to expand into, tons to get interested in. Let's inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Feel the side bodies lengthen. And as you exhale, it's the left hand down by your side. We'll inhale, reach that right arm up and over for a side body stretch. And then listen, exhale, bend your left elbow a little deeper. Breathe in, lean into your right shoulder blade, spiral the heart open. And then we breathe out to relax the roof of the mouth. Both arms high to the sky, inhale. Exhale this right hand down. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over, side body stretch. And we exhale to soften, right shoulder away from right ear. Really nice. Inhale, spiral the heart open. And exploration and expansion. And as we breathe out, relax anywhere where you feel that tension. Now inhale, both arms reach high to the sky. Elbows wide, baby back bend. Plant your hands behind you. Plant your feet in front of you. And fingers can face out here. Before we lift, I want you to roll your shoulders out and around. Squeeze your glutes in. And then drive the knees forward, reverse tabletop position. So again, we've got that back body supporting the front body. We press it down through the palms to expand the heart. We take a full breath in right here. And a full breath out and then explore, right? I kind of like to stir my body around here, finding some sensation in my shoulders, my wrists, my forearms, feel a nice stretch. But if that doesn't work for you, then skip it. Your practice, your time, right? Take a big breath in. Exhale, release your seat to the mat. Find your cross-legged position. Inhale, arms reach high to the sky. And exhale, release that left hand down by your side. Inhale, take your right arm up and over. Exhale, right hand, left knee. Plant your left hand behind you, seated. Twist a breath in. We lengthen the spine. And a breath out, we twist a little deeper. Keep your right hand where it is. Inhale, extend left arm high here. And then exhale, cross the arms. Grab the right knee with the left hand. Inhale, seated cow. Lift that chest just a little bit, but relax the forehead at the same time. And then exhale, seated cat. Press the palms down and away. Breathe in, seated cow. Maybe even lift the knees so the chest can expand. And exhale, seated cat. We round it back. And then it's eagle arms. So inhale, unhook the hands. Grab opposite shoulders. Or maybe palms come all the way around to touch. Wherever you are, let's get those elbows up to shoulder height. Let's puff up the upper back so the back side of the heart expands. And then a breath in here to lift those elbows up for a little back bend, strong through the core. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, unravel everything, hands reach high. Exhale, elbows wide, baby back bend. Inhale, arms extend up. And then exhale as your right hand down by your side. We breathe and take the left arm up and over. Breathe out, left hand, right knee. Right away, plant the right hand behind you for seated twist. On the breath in, spine lengthens. On the breath out, try to slide your right rib cage a little further back behind you. Inhale, extend your right hand high. Exhale, cross the arms, grab your left knee. Breathe in, seated cow, lift the chest. Breathe out, seated cat, round that spine back. Inhale, seated cow, one more time. Exhale, seated cat, we round it back here. And then eagle arms, right? Whatever variation works for you. So either grabbing opposite shoulders or wrapping the arms around, bringing palms to touch. But again, try to get those elbows up to shoulder height. Press the palms away from you, the forearms away from you. And then inhale, lift the elbows for a little back bend. Exhale, tuck and round the body. Breathe in, unravel, everything reaches up here. Nice, and then exhale, reach forward, roll over your knees and find your way to all fours, tabletop position. Right, so hands on the ground, knees, shins, tops of the ankles on the ground, but let's all take the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders. And then I want you to press through the palms and puff up the upper back, kind of like when we were in that eagle arm situation just a second ago. And as we press through the arms, we find that strength in the palms. Can we match that strength with the tops of the ankles, tops of the shins, and feel the spine grow so long? Now wrap the outer shoulders around the outer armpits. This might require spiraling the thumbs forward further than you're used to. And breathe in for cow pose. Let the belly dip and then lift the chest and open the heart. Cat pose, drop the tail down, round the spine and pull chin into chest. Breathing cow pose. And breathe out cat pose. We round up through that back body. Breathe in for cow pose. Fill the lungs, the belly with air. And breathe out, cat pose. And right away, we'll find our way to a tabletop position. And then child's pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch. Walk the arms long in front of the body. Yeah. With the arms long in front of the body, we feel some length in the side bodies. Right? So from the hip crease all the way to the pinky fingers. Big breath in. And a full breath out here. This might be a nice moment to check in, to see where that resistance is, right? Child's pose isn't the most comfortable pose for everyone. So if you feel physical resistance, adjust the body. You can always pull the knees inward. You can always just find your way up to tabletop. We're only here for 2 more rounds of breath with the invitation to find that beginner's mindset, to see how the mat feels beneath the pads of the fingers, on the knees, how the breath feels in the throat, the chest, and the belly. And then with care, we'll roll our way up to all fours, tabletop, and find our way to downward facing dog. Curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, and let it be a really nice, bouncy downward dog at first, right? Pedal it out. Let it feel good, anchoring through the palms, but rocking the hips side to side. Yeah, bending one knee and then the other. And it's early, right? So maybe there's some space between the ankles. We let the heels get heavy as we bend the knees a lot. Feel that breath move deeply into the body. And then there's just a softening around the edges. Perfect. Inhale, lift high on your toes. Pause at the top. As you exhale, try to knit the low ribs in towards the center line of the body, and then breathe in high plank pose. Roll the body forward. Now pause. We're not going to be here for long right now, I promise. I want you to find this like your tabletop. I want you to press so firmly through your palms that that upper back expands. And then wrap your shoulders around your outer armpits. Take a big breath in, heart expands forward. Exhale, knees to the mat for our low plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower the chest to the mat here. Press through the ankles, squeeze the glutes, right? Seriously, find that clenching of the glutes. And then breathe and squeeze the elbows, lift the chest, low cobra, and then pause. Right? If you feel this in your low back, lower down, re-engage the glutes, and then lift back up. Again, we need that back body support to feel the front body expansion. So breathe in here, and then breathe out, lower it down. Inhale for tabletop position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, high on your toes, big breath in. This time, bend your knees, look at your hands, and step it forward, top of the mat, forward fold. Halfway, lift your inhale. Forward fold, your exhale. Inhale is right hand to the sky for your simple twist. Peel the heart space open. And then pause as you breathe out. I want you to find some awareness in this front body, right? Just knitting the outer edges in towards the center line. Full breath in. Exhale, right hand releases down, and breathe in. Take your left hand to the sky, a generous bend in the right knee. As we breathe out again, we feel the torso supported by that wrapping sensation. And then gently release your left hand down. Halfway, lift palms to shins or thighs. And again, the wrapping occurs even here. Maintain that strength and fly the arms out behind you. So now instead of puffing up the upper back, we're drawing the shoulder blades in, and the heart is expanding, even puffing up here. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out, forward fold. Keep a bend in the knees. And then mountain pose. Drive through the heels. Reach up through the arms. And exhale, hands to heart center. One breath in here. Can you feel your spine grow a little bit longer? And as you breathe out, release your hands down by your sides. It's mountain pose, upward salute. Sweep the arms high. And like you're giving yourself a gift, forward fold, right? Almost like it's your first time. What can you learn here? Halfway lift. What can you discover? And as you exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank pose. Perfect. Right away, use your tools. Wrap the outer shoulders around the outer armpits. Feel that upper back expand and the low belly draw in. And then we breathe in to shift it forward. Breathe out, lower all the way to the mat, maybe finding the knees. This time, fly your arms out behind you. Press through the ankles, squeeze the glutes, and we inhale, lift it up for our half locust. So forehead, chest, and then hands. And then I want you to think about lifting your shoulder blades a little higher. Again, if this works its way into your low back, lower down, squeeze the glutes, and lift up again. Full breath in through the nose. Exhale, release your body down. Tabletop or plank is your inhale, and downward facing dog is your exhale here. And then I want you to pause. And I want you to explore this down dog like it's brand new. I think in yoga, it's not an exception, right? These yoga poses were created by just one person, not even that long ago. And so all of the rules that come along with these yoga postures, like in downward dog, there's some idea that our heels should be touching the ground. And for most people, that's just going to be anatomically impossible. So instead of wasting your time bumping up against this expectation that's not attainable, that's not realistic, start to choose that beginner mindset. Start to choose this like 10 millionth downward dog of yours as if it were magical. And in order to do that, you have to let it work for you. You have to customize it for your body. Take a really big breath in right here and a really big breath out. Now inhale, lift high on your toes, and exhale, bend your knees, look at your hands, and step or maybe hop it forward. Halfway lift palms to shins or thighs on your breath in. And then forward fold as your breath out. Keep a bend in the knees. Inhale, mountain pose. Press through the heels to engage the glutes as you lift up. And then elbows wide, strong core, strong glutes. Inhale, reach up here. And exhale, chair pose, arms stay long, hips sit back. Now this doesn't have to be your deepest chair pose, right? In fact, don't make it your deepest chair pose. We have time for that later on. I want this to be the chair pose that feels sustainable right now, right? So weight in the heels, just a little bend in the knees, arms reach high. Always this nice reminder, the chair pose is very similar to mountain pose. So if it feels like too much, you're right there, right? You can always opt out. You can always opt for a different option. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lean and fly. Heart stays open. Breathe in, mountain pose. Arms sweep up. And we exhale, swan dive forward. Open that chest. Halfway lift is a breath in. Hands plant. Left foot only steps back. And we'll drop that left knee. Now pause here. Can you zip the inner thighs first to engage the glutes? And then arms sweep high. So there's a squeezing in of the inner thighs. A driving forward of that left heel. And then right heel. And then arms reach high on the breath in through the nose. And then exhale, hands come down to frame your right foot. Curl your left toes under. Pop your left knee off the mat. Now listen, I want this to be an active choice to use your core for this transition. So we knit the low ribs in and we breathe in. Straight to downward dog. So squeeze right knee into chest and then step it back to meet the left. Right away, high plank pose, roll the body forward. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. And then up dog, cobra or locust. Breathe in, strong glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in through the nose. And a breath out through the nose. It's right heel high on the inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, roll it forward. Pause here. Squeeze right heel to right glute. Breathe in, scorpion dog. Keep the bend in the knee, peel it open. Exhale, low lunge, step through top of your mat. And this time it's cow lunge. On the inhale, dip the hips, lift the chest. Cat lunge, exhale, round that spine, chin draws inward. And breathe in, cow lunge. Pause here, breathe out, sink the hips lower. One more inhale to broaden across the chest. And exhale, cat lunge, we round it back. Now full breath in. And full breath out, Anjaneyasana, drop the back knee, arms sweep forward and up, hands find the sky. And then it's half splits right away, hands come down, that right leg straightens-ish. And we breathe in through the nose, find that tension and work with it. The leg doesn't have to be straight. And we breathe out to soften around the edges. Now inhale, roll it forward, standing splits. Plant the right foot, lift that left foot and use your tools, right? It doesn't matter how high the left foot lifts, so don't waste your time thinking about that. Instead, I want you to bring the weight into your right heel. I want you to keep a bend in your right knee. I want you to support your body in this shape. And then if you want to play with balance, play with balance. You might lift one hand or one finger. You might lift two hands for a second and then fall. And then great, right? We begin again. We have this brand new moment to explore, this beginner's mindset to learn. So take a breath in here, standing splits. Hands stay on the mat, Shiva squat as you breathe out. Let's bring knee behind knee. Now keep a bend in the right knee. Extend your left leg out to a hover as you inhale. Hold here, lift that left heel a little higher. Engage the left glute. That's it, yeah. Exhale, step back, low lunge. Inhale, right hand to the sky, simple twist. Exhale is wide-legged fold, quarter turn to your left. And you might find some movement right away, right? Let it be expressive, let it serve you. And then we'll settle into our wide-legged fold. Yeah. And feel the weight spill forward into the ball mounts of the feet and the crown of the head get heavy. I like to keep a bend in my knees. And then breathe in for your wide-legged halfway lift. Breathe out, fly the arms wide here. Airplane upper body. So heart opens, low belly strong. Inhale up, high pyramid pose. And exhale, warrior two, top of your mat. Right? So just a bend in that front knee. Don't even worry about it too much. It's the right knee that's pressing towards the front edge of your mat, and then shoulders over hips-ish. Breathe in, reverse your warrior, tip it up and back. Hold here, sink your left hip towards your right heel. One more breath in, more length along that right side body, and as you breathe out, hands come down to frame your right foot top of the mat. Cow lunges your breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, airplane those arms out behind you, and it's chair pose, Utkatasana on your breath in. And now maybe we sit a little lower. Right now, maybe we consider a little bit more engagement by pressing down through our feet, and then without moving them, try to slide them wide. All of a sudden, outer hips slide up, glutes start working, thighs start working, and then we sit a little lower. And so exciting, right? We can get curious about this sensation without getting angry. I mean, it's an option. I'm not saying it's always possible, but we can sit here and we can get annoyed and we can get frustrated and we get impatient. We can also think about how cool it is that our body is actively getting stronger right now to support this movement, to support our choices. Inhale, reach up through those fingers. Exhale, lean and fly. Mountain pose, breathe in, sweep the arms up. Elbows wide, sigh out that tension. Inhale, reach up, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, a breath in through the nose. Exhale, hands plant, right foot only steps back. Drop your right knee. Hold here, squeeze the inner thighs. Drive through your left heel, and then inhale, Anjaneyasana, right? So low body locks in, safety, stability down here, so that we can lift up, right? So that we can expand that ribcage up and out. Breathe in for your Anjaneyasana like it's the best thing on earth. And then breathe out, hands come down to frame your left foot. Now, curl your right toes under, lift the right knee off the mat. Engage through the core. Again, let this be an active choice. And then draw the left knee into the chest and step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank pose right away. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way. Up dog, cobra, locust, back bend of your choice on your inhale. Downward dog is where we're meeting. And in that downward dog, we take a deep breath in. And in that downward dog, we take a deep breath out. Let's inhale, get the left heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Roll the shoulders over the wrists, and then pause. Breathe in, really puff up that upper back. Breathe out, squeeze left heel to left glute. Breathe in, scorpion dog. Lift the knee up and open it wide. Yes, nice job. Exhale, low lunge, step it through. Cow lunge, inhale. Cat lunge, exhale. Yeah, breathe in, cow lunge, but this time we pause and we indulge. We breathe in to lift the chest, and then breathe out for that cat lunge around the spine. Big inhale to the back of that left leg. Big exhale to soften here. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Drop your right knee, arms sweep forward and up, and then half splits on the breath out. We take a big breath into the back of that left leg and a full breath out here. Inhale, standing splits, roll it forward, plant left foot, lift right foot, and it doesn't matter how high, and it doesn't matter what happened on the first side. Start to feel your breath moving in your body. Bring the weight into the heel of your left foot for a little extra glute support. You might even think about gently widening your left knee, softening around the edges. Take a big breath in here, and as you breathe out, Shiva squat. It's right knee behind left on this side, hands stay on the ground. Now pause here. Keep a bend in the left knee and straighten the right leg out behind you. Hold here. Can we lift the right heel a little higher? There's the glutes. And we exhale, step back, low lunge. Breathe in, left arm to the sky. Simple twist. Exhale, wide-legged fold. Yeah, and again, a little bit of movement. Rock from side to side. Soften where there's tension. Invite the interest in where you feel resistance. And then we'll meet in our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, wide-legged halfway lift. Exhale, fly those arms wide, airplane upper body. Breathe in, high pyramid, palms come to touch up overhead. And exhales, warrior two, left knee bends. Yeah, I always like to feel it out a little bit. But if you're feeling like a lot of tension in your hips, you don't have to sink super far forward. You can adjust your body so that it feels a little bit more accessible. Now, inhale, reverse your warrior. Nice, hold here. Exhale, sink your hips towards that left heel. Take a breath in, more space between the left ribs. And as you exhale, low lunge, hands frame your left foot. It's one cow lunge on the breath in. And forward fold, breath out here. Inhale for your halfway lift. And exhale, airplane that upper body. Now chair pose, Utkatasana, a big breath in. Exhale, we lean and fly. Listen, back to chair pose. Inhale, biceps behind the ears. Exhale, drinking bird. Lift the heels, the hips, and the hands. We've got this airplane upper body, squeezing shoulder blades in, squeezing pinkies in, and then there's a little extra fun balance, right? And I say that only half sarcastically because it can be fun, right? It can definitely be frustrating. That's always an option. What I want you to be aware of is what you're practicing. And the offering for today is to practice looking at something with a new mindset, to see what you can discover. Give yourself one more breath in here. Exhale, drop your heels. Inhale, mountain pose, arms sweep up. Elbows wide, sigh out that breath. Now inhale, reach up mountain. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to pick up the pace per the usual. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, left foot steps back, drop the left knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, listen. Exhale, down dog, one big movement, right foot meets left. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra, locust, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, right heel high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Scorpion dog, breathing in, lift it open and wide. Yeah, exhale, low lunge, step through. Cow lunge, inhale, lift the heart. Cat lunge, exhale, around that spine. Breathe in, cow lunge, roll it forward. And breathe out, cat lunge, round it back. Now, Anjaneyasana, back knee down, arms forward and up on the breath in. Half splits on your breath out. Standing splits, inhale, roll forward, left foot lifts. Keep the hands down. Exhale, Shiva squats. Inhale, left leg extends out to a hover. Exhale, low lunge. Breathe in, right arm high, simple twist, lift the hips. Exhale, wide-legged fold. Breathe in, wide-legged halfway lift. Strong core, fly the arms wide as you exhale. Inhale, high pyramid, arms sweep up. Exhale, warrior two, top of your mat, right knee bends. Now inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Cow lunge, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breath in. Fly the arms, breathe out, chair pose. Inhale, arms high, but right away we lean and fly, exhale. Inhale, mountain pose, arms sweep up, swan dive forward. Let's knock outside two. Halfway lift is your breath in. And then hands plant, right foot steps back. Drop the right knee, breathe in, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, down dog, hands plant, left foot meets right. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, cobra, locust, your back bend. Down dog, our destination, left heel high, inhale through the nose. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it in, roll forward. Inhale, scorpion dog, peel that left knee up and open. And then exhale, step through low lunge. Inhale, cow lunge, dip the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, cat lunge, round the spine, chin to chest. Breathe in, cow lunge, roll it forward. And breathe out, cat lunge, round it back. Now, Anjaneyasana, right knee down, arms forward and up. And exhale, half splits here. Breathe in, standing splits, right foot lifts. And breathe out, Shiva squat. Get low, stay low. Inhale, extend your right leg out behind you. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, left arm reaches high. Exhale, wide-legged fold, quarter turn to the right. Wide-legged halfway lift on your inhale. Slide those arms wide on the breath out. Inhale, high pyramid, palms come to touch. And exhale, warrior two, left knee bends. Now inhale, reverse that warrior. And exhale, low lunge, hands frame your left foot. It's one cow lunge on your breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Inhale, halfway lift. Airplane, those arms on the exhale. We've got chair pose, big breath in. Exhale, lean and fly. Breathe in, back to chair pose. Exhale, drinking bird, lift heels, hips, and hands. Now listen, stay on your toes, come back to chair pose, arms reach up overhead. And then we're gonna bend the knees, right? I'm gonna turn to face you. We're gonna bend the knees a little bit more and slowly, right? Let it be an indulgence, a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time until we find our way all the way to our seats. Plant the feet in front of you. Hands behind the thighs. Breathe in, seated cow, lift the chest. Breathe out, seated cat, round that spine. And then inhale, lift the crown of your head up. We're going to exhale, sit back for boat pose, right? So feet might float. Yeah. But if that does not feel good in your body today, don't do it. Feet can come down. Always the option to reach the arms wide. We're going to play a little bit here. So lift the chest up, take a big breath in, and then option to lower just your right leg to a hover as you breathe out. Full inhale here. And a full breath out. And then right leg meets left on your inhale. And exhale, left leg lowers to a hover. Now try to let this work happen in the core instead of the hip flexor. Slowly lift that left leg up. Shoulders stay where they are. Both legs lower to a hover for 5. You're crushing it. 4. Let it get shaky. You're still good. For 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, lift it up. Cross your ankles. Roll over your knees and find your way to down dog. You're welcome to step back, to float back, to add in a push-up or 2 if you want it. But down dog is our destination, hips up and back. And as we arrive in our down dog, we take a full breath in. And we take a full breath out here. Let's inhale, bring right heel to the sky for 3-legged dog. And as you exhale, it's right knee to right elbow, roll forward. Inhale, scorpion dog, peel that right knee up and open. And as you exhale, low lunge, step through top of your mat. Inhale, right hand to the sky, simple twist. Exhale, horizon lunge. Roll to the outside edges of both flexed feet. Inhale, lift in rainbow. Exhale, wide-legged fold. Listen up. Breathe in, wide-legged halfway lift. Breathe out, Skandasana, left knee bends. And it's just a lateral lunge with the option to lift your right toes, option to bring hands to heart or fly the arms wide. But try to keep the weight in the heel of your left foot so that the back body is working for you. Inhale up for your high pyramid pose. Parallel the feet. And then exhale, elbows wide, heels in here. Nice. Goddess pose. And we breathe in. And we breathe out. Now reach those arms wide on the inhale. And wrap left arm under right as you exhale, eagle arms. So either grab opposite shoulders or bring those palms to touch. We'll lift the elbows up to shoulder height, but sit the hips a little lower. Now find that little back bend. Big breath in, maybe gaze up. Exhale, tucking around the body. Breathe in, unravel 5-pointed star. This time, open the heart. Exhale, warrior 2, right knee bends. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Nice, full breath in here. Lengthen along that left side body. And full breath out. Reverse triangle. Press your right heel forward and stretch through the right side body. Breathe it in. Half moon pose on your breath out. Cartwheel it forward. Don't overthink it, right? Maybe your right hand finds a block. But think about lifting that left heel up. So again, back body is working. Don't worry about changing the shape of your pelvis. Focus on engaging the muscles that support it. Lean into your left shoulder blade. Take a full breath in. Arms might fly wide. And exhale, Shiva squat, knee behind me. And then slowly standing left knee raise. Draw everything up. And pause. Turning to face you. All we're going to do is find a little bounce in that right knee. And then lift your left knee up, out, over and around, right? So eagle legs. And you're welcome to find a full wrap. You can also come into figure 4. This feels so good on my left hip. And then we bend into the right knee. Arms reach wide on the inhale. And again, left arm underneath right. We were just here. So we've got the muscle memory, eagle arms. We lift the elbows up or we grab those shoulders. Another variation is to add a little kickstand on here with the low body. Feel the weight move backwards though. So the glutes work here. The glutes squeeze here. In fact, everything squeezes in that upper back expands. Take a full inhale. Let's take a little lower breath out. Inhale, standing knee raise, lift it up. And exhale, airplane pose, stretch it out. Listen, we've got one big breath in through the nose. And we exhale, step back, crescent lunge. Hands to the sky on our inhale. Warrior 2, breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior, and listen. Exhale it straight to chaturanga or skip it and meet us in down dog. And in our down dog, we take a really big breath in. And in our down dog, we take a really big breath out. In fact, together, let's inhale through the nose. And then part the lips and sigh out that breath. Nice, left heel high, 3-legged dog. So strong, final push. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, roll it forward. Inhale, scorpion dog, peel the knee up and open. Exhale, knee to nose, low lunge, step through top of your mats. Inhale, left arm high, simple twist. Exhale, horizon lunge, over the outside edges of those feet. Inhale, lift and rainbow the body, and exhale as your wide-legged forward fold. Wide-legged halfway lift on the inhale, and then Skandasana, right knee bends. right? So just a lateral lunge, a side lunge with the option to lift the left toes. Try to keep the weight in the heel of your right foot, widening that right knee, and then hands might lift. Arms might fly wide. We take a full breath in and a full breath out. It's high pyramid on your inhale. And exhale, goddess pose, heels and elbows wide. Right away, don't waste time. Get low. Don't learn that same lesson twice. Get interested in something else. Elbows up at shoulder height. Take a breath in. Take a breath out, and then arms reach wide on your inhale. It's right arm underneath, left breath out, eagle arms, however you want them, right? Puff up the upper back. Sit a little lower. Full breath in right here. Full breath out. And then find that little back bend as you inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, tuck and round. 5-pointed star. Breathe in, take up space. More. And exhale, warrior 2, left knee bends. Yeah. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle, left elbow down, wrap that right arm up and overhead. And we find a lot of space in that left side body. We breathe in through the nose. And we breathe out through the nose. Now listen. Inhale, reverse your triangle. So straighten that left leg as you bump your hips forward. And exhale, half moon pose. Don't overthink it. Float your right foot off the ground. But activate, right? We lift through that outer right hip. Drag the left heel up that back wall. And then we expand through the heart. Yeah. Trust that strong core. Trust yourself even if it's wobbly, right? Know where to get to. We take a really big inhale. Exhale, Shiva squat, knee behind knee, and slowly it's standing right knee raise. Right, we lift everything up here. Yeah. And then we settle. Weight in the left heel. Arms reach high. Take an inhale to lift your right knee up. Draw it wide first, and then wrap it all the way around, eagle legs. Right? Or find your figure 4 or your kickstand today. Arms reach wide. It's right arm underneath left, eagle upper body. Full wrap. Or opposite shoulders. We'll get those elbows up to shoulder height, and then we'll settle the hips a little lower. Breathe in and breathe out. Draw everything in. Take an inhale to puff up that upper back, and exhale, squeeze it in towards the center line of the body. Unravel, standing knee raise, full inhale. Airplane pose. Oops. Exhale, fly the body. Inhale through the nose. Step at that crescent lunge. Arms sweep up on your inhale. Warrior 2, spiral right heel down. Nice. Inhale, reverse that warrior and listen. Exhale is straight to chaturanga. Lower one big movement or meet us in down dog. Up dog, cobra or locust on your breath in. Hey, cutie. Down dog, your breath out here. And we'll inhale through the nose. And we'll exhale through the nose. And then let's inhale, lift high up on the toes. Exhale, release your knees to the mat. Yeah, and then sweep your legs out in front of you and bring the soles of your feet down. Yeah, hands behind the thighs. We'll take an inhale here to lift through the chest. Yeah, let it feel so good. And then exhale, round the spine back. Breathe in, extend the crown of your head up. And then listen, exhale, let your knees fall wide. Butterfly pose, soles of feet come to touch. Hands grab the ankles, and we'll lift through the chest as we inhale. And then use those hands as leverage, right? So you can draw your chest forward. So I'm not getting anywhere. This is more about just like the range of motion for your thigh bones and your hip sockets. So don't sweat it, right? If you find it helpful to use your elbows to press the knees down and find more sensation, go for it. Your practice, right? Of course, prioritize what you need. Take an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. And then slowly roll your way back up if you folded. Hands to the outsides of those knees. And then we'll lift the knees up, plant the feet, hands behind the thighs. Go ahead and float your feet if you're choosing to for your boat pose. Yeah. Lift the chest, right? Chest up, crown of the head up. Flex the toes back towards your nose. Take a really big inhale right here. Maybe the arms fly wide, and then lower your right leg to a hover. Now listen, we're going to widen. Turn so you can see. Widen the right foot off to the side. Notice the left leg stays relatively where it is. Draw the foot back to center, lift it up, boat. Side 2, right? Lower, widen, shoulders stay lifted, back to center, and lift. Now, shoulders stay lifted, both feet lower. Ooh, and then we widen both feet. And then we draw them back. Let's do it again, just for fun. Widen both feet. Back to center for good measure. Third one's a charm. Open those feet wide. Exhale, back to center. Lift your knees, feet to the ground. Whew. Take an inhale to reach your arms out in front of you. And exhale, lower onto your back. Feet stay grounded. In fact, you can scoot them in a little closer towards your body. Hands might rest on that belly. You feel your inhale fill up as the hands lift. And then exhale, we empty out. 2 more. Breathe in. And we breathe out. Inhale through the nose, indulge. And exhale. And then we'll draw the right knee up into the chest. And it's right ankle, left thigh for figure 4 on the back. And you're welcome to stay as you are. If you prefer more sensation or, I don't know, a different type of stretch, hands might interlace behind the left thigh. Maybe on top of the left shin. Kind of like to rock side to side a little bit here. Yeah. And we're just here for a couple breaths. So what can you get interested in? And if you find something, you find an angle and you're like, oh yeah, that's it, right? That's money. Pause there, breathe in. And breathe out. And then gently roll back to center. And release your left foot to the mat. Then release your right foot to the mat. And take a big breath in, pausing in center. Then a big breath out. And this time we'll draw the left knee into the chest. And find our figure 4, left ankle, right thigh. Yeah. And this might be enough, right? This might feel so good, so you stick with it. Option to interlace hands behind the right thigh. Yeah. Option to find some movement. Always that gentle reminder that side 2 is probably going to feel a little different than side 1 and maybe a lot different. So honor that, right? That is part of being a beginner, part of paying attention. If the first sort of rule of yoga tells us that every moment is brand new. It's kind of like a fresh start in a way. But there's one caveat to that. It means we have to let go of the past. We also have to let go of our expectations for the future. It allows us to give our all to where we are. It allows us to take full advantage of living. Take one more inhale to where you are. And then exhale, release the soles of the feet down and just start to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Open the arms wide, T position or goalpost. And let the knees fall off to one side or the other. A really loose supine twist. But if there's another variation of a supine twist that you'd like, then take that one. Yeah, and then breathe. And with that breath, choose where you are. Even this simple twist, can we let it be magical? It's not especially complicated or inherently interesting. Most of life isn't. It doesn't mean it's not worth showing up for. And this space on our mats allows us to practice getting interested, to practice showing up, to practice making mistakes and beginning again. And the beauty of our mats is that, there's no real consequences. You're not going to make anyone mad except for yourself. And that's also a choice. You're not going to screw this up. You'll know, right? If something's too much, you'll feel it and you'll back off. Can we treat our thoughts the same way? If it's too much, if we're not being kind, can we feel that and back off? Instead, get interested in what does feel good. Now, go ahead and lift those knees up to center and find your second side supine twist. Unless the first side was really good. I always think maybe sometimes you just want to stay there. That's fine too. The mundane is magical too. The mundane is magical too. And as we ease our way out of this, stay in this twist, but less active, right? So we start to sense into where you might be gripping, right? Like the sides of the neck, jaw, forehead, the tongue. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more inhale through the nose. And one more exhale. And let's roll those knees back up to center. Just plant the soles of the feet on the ground. Okay. You're welcome to stay just like this. It might feel so nice to open the arms wide. I'm going to offer one more bridge pose. If that sounds of interest to you, bring your palms face down by your sides, squeeze your glutes and lift your hips. And then make sure that back body is really working to protect the spine and to allow the front body to open. If you'd like to add on, you might tuck those shoulder blades underneath you, interlace the fingers and drive your knuckles forward towards your heels. Press your pinkies into the mats. And then I just noticed my forehead is so crinkled from trying to do that. So there's the invitation to relax, to engage the glutes, but soften the face, to breathe in through the nose and breathe out. One more inhale just here. Exhale. If you've interlaced the fingers, release them and lower the body down. Arms open wide, heart expansive. Breathe in and breathe out. And now with the eyelids heavy, or maybe even closed, I'd like you to bring your mind's eye, your awareness internally to your belly and to feel it lift and expand as you breathe in, right? You're feeding your body with that inhale, keeping yourself alive. So don't limit it to this top half of the chest. Let it expand into the entire torso. And I know that that is easier to say than to do, right? That there's a lot of cultural conditioning that has to do with our belly, our abdomen. But we can begin again, right? The practice of yoga is right here. Breathe in and breathe out. And then you're welcome to stay just like this, or if you prefer a more traditional ending pose, please extend your legs out in front of you and come into your final resting pose of Shavasana, corpse pose, if you want the traditional ending pose, or if something else sounds better and you prefer a seat or legs up the wall, or you need to check the score of the game, go do that. But don't sell yourself short. Be honest, right? What is actually best for you? What would serve the deepest, the brightest part of yourself? And then take the deepest breath in you've taken all day. And part your lips to sigh it out. The mundane is magical too. Begin to invite some movement into the body, the fingers and the toes, the wrists and the ankles. But listen, you are at home, and if stillness is calling and you'd like to continue your rest, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, I'd like to honor your time. So slowly begin to work your way up to a seated position. Be cross-legged. Yeah, maybe resting on the shins, maybe neither. With the beginner's mindset, we get to choose. We get to get interested in it every single time. And so take a moment in your seat to draw the shoulders back and down. That heart can open and expand. And then breathe in to reach your arms high to the sky. And breathe out, hands down to heart center. Thank you so much for stepping onto your mats and joining me here today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. A moment of gratitude as well for the people and the culture who created this practice of yoga that we all benefit from. It is always such an honor to share this practice with you, and from the bottom of my heart, I bow humbly to each and every one of you. Thank you so much.